Hey, it's been like a year, and I've gotten some comments and questions. A lot of them over the past year. I thought I'd go over them in a video. I got a lot of comments about how if you don't like them, don't play them. I don't play them. Thanks for the suggestion, though. What I'm complaining about is there's no game that I like. I'm glad you got your game. Now leave me the fuck alone and complain so I can get my game. Alright? Peace. Next, the people that keep saying that these games are based on making friends, killing time, not on how good a game they are. I'm like, well, I mean, I've had friends myself say that they know the game they're playing sucks, but they don't care because they still play it to be able to talk with their online friends that they made in the game. Just be able to talk with them for a little while they're grinding out yet another dungeon or raid or whatever the game happens to be. And, you know, that's fine for you because that means you could play any fucking game and still have a great time, no matter how crappy the game may be, or how much you just tolerate the game. I find that very sad. It's kind of like, well, there's nothing on television, so I'll watch this. It may suck, but at least I get to watch something. It's like, okay, I'm sorry, I just can't accept that. I'd rather bitch and not play the game. But, you know, to each his own. People ask me, am I a programmer? Well, I do happen to have a degree in computer science, but I'm not making a video game by myself. And because that would take way, way too long. I got a lot of "you're fat." Thank you. I'll work on that. I don't really think I'm fat. I'm 6'3", 200 pounds. That's pretty average, I guess, or better. I don't know. Now, this comment is actually made by a few people saying that what I'm asking for is impossible. Now that really pisses me off. It's like, well, you can't have that. You can't have unlimited size maps. You can't have dynamic, made things. You can't have stuff that's made up on the fly. You can't have monsters with great AIs that learn and are better than that. You can't have flying monsters that swoop down and attack you. It's just impossible. Like, well, what the fuck is wrong with you? They used to think a 3D engine was impossible. Years ago, if you showed them the games of today, they would say that was impossible. If you said I wanted a massively multiplayer game years ago, our internet was slow as hell, they're like, that's just not fucking gonna happen. But it did. So, this isn't impossible. I'm not asking people to break the light barrier, okay? This is really possible. And I don't know of a single actual programmer or someone that makes these games that ever goes, well, that's impossible. They may go, well, that's going to be really hard to do. It's going to cost a lot of money. You're never going to get a sponsor, blah, blah, blah. That's sure. But don't tell me that it is impossible to do some of these things, because it is not. Okay? Some people have asked for suggestions. Others have given me suggestions. One of which is, one was Monster Hunter Frontier. I think that's a Korean game or something that may come over America, may not, who knows. That's kind of like one of those games where, like Final Fantasy-like, sort of, where you have, in that, I mean, you have weapons, swords that are, 15 feet long and weigh 3 tons, and you're wielding them like they're daggers, things like that, with really, really stupid monsters. All these suggestions had really, really stupid monsters I saw from the gameplay. It's kind of like the big fat monster with lots of hit points that you hack away with until they die. I'm not very impressed with Monster Hunter Frontier at the moment. It's kind of cool in that the monsters hit you and you actually fall and roll for a while and then have to get back up before you can fight again. That was one nice addition I like. You can also like dodge and roll to the side, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like a fighting style thing that, I mean, usually in most games you don't get knocked back or fall, or you can't dodge at all unless you randomly roll a die and it says, oh, you dodged that attack, but really you just stood there. Mortal Online, I have heard of it, yes, thanks to you wonderful people. It's in the beta right now, and I'm kind of sick of betas, especially after Darkfall for a while. And I've signed up for it, but I can't. I'm not in the beta testing, though. It's set to come out pretty soon, and it is a lot like the Darkfall mentality, and which is good. But from what I'm seeing so far is that they haven't fixed the underlying problems that Darkfall had, where the utter anarchy and the lack of structure enough to have fun and yet still be able to get to do a variety of things that you want to do. You're not set in a linear path. I don't know. It's probably going to be better than Darkfall. I mean, unless it's also, comes out in a crappy beta version. But it'll probably have more content and such, and I have high hopes for it, but, until the beta's over and I actually get to see the game, I can't say a thing about it. But from what they advertise, there is no leveling and all that, and there's player freedom, and you can weld with everything, no classes, stuff like that. It's very similar in a lot of thoughts to Darkfall and many things that I've wanted in a game. So a few more suggestions. Let's see, there's Continent of the Ninth and Terra Online. Those two are very similar. It's kind of like, looks like Diablo 2, but in 3 dimensions. In that, I mean, you're hacking and slashing away at groups of really stupid monsters that some do a lot of damage, some don't. You don't really care, and which is great, but it's kind of been done. And still, looking at it, I mean, the Diablo 2 skills and abilities are a lot more fun to watch than even these in 3D. I would love to see an actual 3D Diablo 2 because chain lightning and hundreds of arrows flying through the air and crap like that. That would be cool to see in 3D, but really they don't. It's in 3 dimensions, but it's nowhere near as cool as spells and such. They just do those weird graphics where there's a circle or an orb circling around you that glows for a second while you do some weird ass spell. I never got those graphics. I think they're kind of cheesy. But their combat is non-targeting. You actually have to aim and stuff, which is okay. Another one like that is Mabanogi Heroes, which is a really cool engine. I mean, it's an amazing engine. I really like this one because of the engine. The combat is also a lot more intriguing, which is good, because if any game really wants to start off and become more interesting, it has to make better, more fun combat, because that's what you do most of the time, right? But this one had a great engine. You could like stomp on people and pick up trees and crap and stones and throw it, or push things off of ledges and make things roll over people. It was kind of fun to watch. You should look that up on YouTube if you want to see more of that. But those are things to look at if you want to look at some of the suggestions I got and such. See, other than that, I think that's the basis. At least those are the main ones I had. Oh yeah, that, and do you always wear that stupid hat? No, I have other stupid hats. Huh? How's that one for stupid? Yeah. In fact, I have the stupidest of all hats. It's over here. Yeah. Bet you won't see this hat ever. They were surprised I even bought it. It was like collecting dust. But yeah. No, I can wear any stupid hat you guys want. No matter what it is, you're going to think it's stupid, so who cares? Thank you. Alright, bye.